right. Welcome to Heavy Butter, LA's first and only movie podcast. I'm Zach Noe Towers. With me, as always, Michael Strassner, Evan Williams, my buttery buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
we're buttered up.
Really buttered.
I'm buttered up and ready to go, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you read from the paper, please?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Evan and Zach intro the show.
Okay, we're past that.
Yeah.
We're past that.
And we got that.
Okay.
No, I'm happy to be here.
Okay, great.
This is our first
Wow.
episode.
It is.
It is, technically. You know?
Right before we started, someone broke a bottle of champagne over each of our heads.
Yeah, and it didn't break, which is bad luck.
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Zach,
Yeah.
Pass it down.
Michael does seem like he's suffered head trauma.
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of head trauma. Can you
You
believe
played
it?
a little football, right?
I did on lacrosse. So a lot of concussions, and I
Yeah.
think I'm going to be okay.
Wow.
Which camera do I look at for
You
that?
don't need to look at that.
Good?
Yeah,
Okay.
it actually
Wow.
takes them out of it.
Oh, it does.
Because
Okay.
this is supposed to feel conversational. Yeah.
Again, the concussions, guys.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Hit me
right.
hard.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
No spoilers, my boys, but what are we watching right now? What have you revisited? What any recommendations for our squirts?
I got a recommendation that no one went to see, man. It's called The Assessment.
Okay.
Have you guys seen it? Do you even know what I'm talking about?
I saw the trailer. The trailer was deeply upsetting.
Yeah. Alicia Vikander plays the assessor in a distant future where nobody has kids. If you're lucky enough to have the chance to
That
have a
sounds
kid.
like a
good
utopia.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That
no.
sounds
yeah,
like-
You're
good
saying
one.
dystopia. I'm
Yeah.
saying
Think
utopia.
about
No
airplane
kids?
Yeah.
rides.
No kids?
Yeah.
That sounds like Zach's apartment complex, huh?
Heyo.
Heyo. And she comes in. I'll be processing that for a minute.
Yeah.
She comes into Elizabeth Olsen's home. She's married to the guy from yesterday.
How are these two? I've never even heard of this. I'm so sorry.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
It was
the thing.
giving indie vibes.
I know, but it was the trailer played in theaters. It went to theaters. It got like a 90-something% from critics and audience, and nobody saw it. And I saw it, and it was my favorite. I mean, at this point, I think it's maybe, spoiler alert, tied with Sinners, but like,
Wow.
it's my favorite movie of the year.
And there are
It's really
vampires in
good.
that too.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
just children sucking the life out of people.
Yes.
Which is a lot
but
like
actually,
what they
yeah,
actually
like,
do.
Just about
Yeah.
no children.
Yeah.
So Alicia Vikander plays the assessor. It's someone who comes and stays with a married couple for a week and tests if they are viable parents. And part of her job is to be a kid and just kind of be a nightmare in that time. Just spill stuff and ask for stories late at night and interrupt you having sex with your partner. Like all these things to see how do you handle these things? How do you handle a nightmare child?
I feel like I'd be good at that.
You would be
I'd
incredible at
really
it.
good at that.
Yeah.
They'd leave that and be like, tie my tubes,
Yeah.
cut his dick off. We are not
Yeah.
ever having a child.
You would be in like the Adam McKay version of this film. That would be you.
Yeah, and I'd be
That would
like,
be doing
I
the
dropped my
assessment.
milk.
But seriously, this movie was really entertaining. It was really smart because like I didn't need it to really tell me anything about why the world is this way. Yet it did in
found
like
out
slow
little bits.
increments. It
Yep.
would just like slowly deal out that information to you. And by the end of the film, the ending was so powerful out of nowhere. Like it was as powerful as like Children of Men.
Wow.
And no one saw it. So I really hope people see The Assessment.
All right, well,
Okay.
Squirts, go watch the assessment.
Yeah.
Stress.
Warfare.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah,
that.
we saw it
Yeah.
together.
Wow.
Jeez, that
Yeah.
was heavy as shit. Powerful, like action punch, hit you. I mean, the way I'm going to describe this movie is the exact opposite as the way he just did with words that kind of put together sentences real well.
Yeah, I'm going to need you
Yeah.
to take a breath
Sorry,
actually right
yeah,
now.
I'm sorry.
If that's okay, just
Because that's
with
kind
me.
of how I felt in the
Yeah.
movie. Was just like
I know.
I couldn't stop breathing. Like
Anxiety.
ridden.
Yeah.
Like
I don't.
Yeah.
it felt like an uncut
that.
Gems almost. I
Oh
feel
God.
like
Yeah.
Never. I'll
Like-
never
But
watch that film.
Real
again.
War, co-directed with Alex Garland is the co-director was Jay Mendoza, which is a Navy SEAL that
Veteran.
was in this story.
yeah.
And so they used Jay and they used other soldiers that he was with to retell the story like identically of how it happened based on their memory. And it's just the most effective war movie I've ever seen.
Truly, and
it is excruciating.
I left there being like, I have no idea. Well, I I feel like I know what war is like, and I have
no idea.
And
he has no idea.
Well, no. I never want to I never want to go to war.
I don't want
and
you there
I have
either.
so much respect for everyone who goes there.
For sure.
It's
I
just
love
like,
the concept of someone walking in thinking they do want to go to war, and then walking out and be like, maybe I don't.
Maybe
Oh no!
war's
I
bad.
never want to go. I know. I'm a
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't.
You're a
Buddy.
lover, not a fighter.
Yeah.
The sharpest knife I have is a butter one. It's not for me at all.
Yeah. And you don't even use it to cut things. You
No.
just eat with your hands.
Truly,
and-
I
eat butter.
Today for lunch, I had prime rib with my hand.
With your hand.
Yeah. It's in a bag at home.
You're like a Flintstone character.
I know.
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like Wreck-It Ralph. You know what I mean?
I was him for Halloween one year.
Kind of looks like it. Yeah.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Yeah. Can you do real quick your Bobcat impression? Immediately Bobcat.
You
This-
giving people Christmas bonuses. That's
This came up at a party. People didn't understand who Bobcat was, and I had it. And he just did that. He became
Mr.
him.
Cross.
I feel like, is Bobcat having an aneurysm all the
Pretty
time?
great, dude. Yeah.
So Scrooge is like my favorite Christmas movie.
Wow.
Up there. Yeah.
Up there, yeah.
Damn.
Now it's Baltimoreans, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's 'cause
On the flip side of y'all's choices, I have been revisiting like some vampire movies, and I saw The Lost Boys for the first time.
First time.
Wow.
So-
Kiefer.
And this is the thing, like it's a lot of practical like effects and stuff, which aren't.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they're just like
Yeah.
fun. I'm really digging like old like 80s, 90s horror films right now. They're just like, I don't know. There's something really. Oh, we watched People Under the Stairs
We did. I
recently.
have it on 4K.
I mean,
Physical media,
what
everybody.
a romp.
Yeah.
And if there's bad acting, it's just like, yeah, that was the time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Zach, I have to say, you kind of look like Kiefer.
Kiefer Sutherland?
Kiefer then or Kiefer now?
No, Kiefer. Kiefer then.
Because one will result in me literally cutting you.
No,
Yeah.
no, Kiefer then,
Yeah.
like Lost Boy Kiefer.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, like with the haircut and like the. Do you? You have an earring.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. You know.
You know what's crazy? We mentioned Bobcat, and now you're mentioning Lost Boys. My buddy, Dan St. Germain, comedian, his wedding was officiated by Bobcat Goldthwait, and he had the sax guy from Lost Boys surprise us all in the middle of the wedding, come out and do the sax routine. He was 60, still had his shirt off, still ripped, covered in
Wow.
oil. You know how the movie opened with like a sax
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that guy's famous for doing that. He still to this day can be hired to show up
Just
at parties.
working the circuit.
Yeah,
Jeez.
there's a circuit out there.
Why didn't we get him for this?
Oh, next episode.
Yeah. You got to call Dan St. Germain.
Yeah.
All right, let's move forward to one of my favorites, coming attractions.
Yes.
And
Anything-
movie news.
And movie news, yes, absolutely. Any
That's
gossip
included.
you've heard, anything you're excited about. I will go first this time. I'm excited for Until Dawn.
Oh, I can't wait.
It is based on IP from a video game,
Yeah.
but basically a group of young people have to survive the night and I assume see dawn. But they keep dying in various horror tropey ways. And it just does look like a love letter to horror from what I can tell. And it's a slasher. There's so much like humor even in the trailer that I'm just really excited for it.
That's great.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked. The game was like the first. I don't want to say first of its kind and then be ripped apart in the comments, but I'm pretty sure the first of its kind in that it was a choose your own adventure, and so it wasn't so much you're controlling the characters and moving them around and it was that things just happened. It was kind of like a movie.
Oh, based on choices that you
Based
made?
on choices, and you make choices, and there were like 36 possible endings that you could
Whoa.
get. And so you could play that game over and over again. And like the cast was like Rami Malek, what's the girl's name from Scream 4? And she was also in 6.
Melissa
Hayden
Barrera.
Panettiere.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hey,
they were.
Penitentiary.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
They were both in
Pescatarian.
the Sagittarius. Hayden Sagittarius. They were both in the video game as like motion capture, like they did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you guys excited about? What are news? Any goss?
Oh, Dave Bautista is a sheriff in Miami.
I saw that.
He got an
Tampa.
honorary badge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just asked for one,
No, they just gave him one.
They gave
sent
him one. Yeah.
They
and this is Florida.
His wrestling buddy Titus
Seems
O'Neil.
easy to come by.
Yeah, to just get
Yeah.
I bet if I DM the right person, I could also get one.
to become a sheriff though. Like I could see you as a deputy, but not a sheriff.
Wait, is he not? No, he was a deputy. He was.
Was he?
I think he was donned like a sheriff deputy, honorary sheriff
Jake-
deputy.
Is this like you
Thank
get
you.
you get a day like.
No, he got
like he has
Deputy Sheriff. Oh, he's
Deputy
a combo.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I
He's
mean
first.
Shaq.
Honorary.
Shaquille O'Neal is a deputy. What's his name? The terrible martial artist with the ponytail.
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal is the deputy.
Wow!
Yeah,
Shout out Steven if you're watching. Sorry.
But then like Ronnie Coleman, he's an actual. Actual
What if
cop.
this is what if that's the last thing Steven Seagal hears before he leaves this earth? You going, who's that guy? That
Who's
shitty
that?
martial
The
artist
shitty martial artist
with the ponytail, and then
there's
I
clips
quickly
of
go
him,
Steven Seagal.
like where people run up to him, and he's like in a dojo, and he does the, he barely touches them. They flip over and fall.
Nice.
I think they were hired to like make him feel
Look
strong.
cool. Yeah.
I know I'm a nightmare.
Yes.
But
And we can just stop
stop
there.
move on from
Period.
there.
Yeah.
Move on from there.
But I'm excited for Life of Chuck
Why is that a nightmare thing to say?
because I just don't know what it's about.
Yeah, but it's Mike Flanagan, and like
It's
it
Mike
looks
Flanagan.
great.
It's Stephen King.
Yeah, but it's like
Well,
kind of
Stephen
non-horror.
King, he wrote about 86,000 pieces of
did.
like IP. So
And he's still doing it. He writes like multiple books a year.
But I think it's a musical too.
uh-oh.
It's got a musical.
Is it?
Well, he's like, who's played Loki? Benedict Cumberbatch? No,
Tom
Benedict
Hiddleston.
Cumberbatch. No, he played Loki. Benedict.
No, he didn't. It was Tom Hiddleston.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yikes, guys.
Let's take all that back except for him calling himself
I'll
a nightmare.
fill this whole studio with cement.
Tom Hiddleston.
Jesus.
You can't.
Right, you can't.
be on a movie
Hiddleston's-
podcast
Tom
and do that.
Hiddleston. Let's have that come up.
Tom Hiddleston is Chuck,
Hiddleston.
and it's Tom Hiddleston.
Well, he's doing it on purpose.
No, I'm
No,
not.
he's doing,
No,
he is doing it on
no, I'm
purpose.
not. No, I'm not.
And he is, and I won't believe
Tom.
he's not.
Okay,
Tom. Yeah.
is
You can call him
Chuck,
Tom.
and
Mark Hamill's in it.
Matthew Lillard is in it.
Can't
who, homage right here. We got Wes Craven today
We do.
from Zach's
Right there in
childhood.
the front.
Yeah, that is from my
Yeah.
childhood.
But I don't know. It just looks like like I feel like here's the thing. I love a new IP. I love
Yeah.
that we're doing new stuff. So I'm always gonna be.
Sinners is number one.
Yep.
I am excited for him. It
That's
is
like
the
way down the line.
Jordan Peele.
Oh, Jordan
produced,
Peele.
But the trailer's out now,
Yeah,
so we
It
can talk about
does
it.
look. It
looks
looks
good.
intense.
I also,
About concussions.
I gotta
Yeah.
say this, and maybe we can include a little clip of this or something. I did this thing is happening right now. I'm gonna look insane saying this, but I do this sketch on like Instagram and TikTok known as Mad Libs, where I pretend to come up with a movie out of thin air, as if it's a Mad Lib. Like, give me a social topic. Like,
That's why he wants this as coming attractions. He wants to promote his Mad Libs.
No,
Yeah, that's exactly
It's
why.
just crazy to me. I made this
Is this one
Predator
of them?
movie.
It's-
I made this
okay.
Predator movie a couple years ago that was a Predator in samurai times. And now there's an animated film coming out on Hulu that's an anthology of Predator stories, and one of which is a samurai story. And I also made this Mad Lib back in the day where I said the next Jordan Peele film is going to be a football movie about CTE, and it's going to be almost like The Faculty, like there's like some sort of supernatural element that the school uses to make their football team better. And now there's a Jordan Peele produced film about football.
CTE.
I'm not saying that I'm doing this. It's just a wild coincidence.
Well, because he's not
directing it. He's not
So-
directing it. But and this is an interesting topic as well. Like when someone is big enough and has made an impact enough that their name becomes a brand.
Are you talking about yourself or Jordan Peele?
Evan Williams. No,
Yeah.
dude, no. The bourbon Evan Williams I'm talking about. No, Jordan Peele. Because like he didn't write it, he didn't direct it, but it's like the next Jordan Peele film. You know?
Yeah.
And like that poor guy who's directed, he's like, I mean, this is my movie, you know?
Yeah.
But it happens with so many people.
I mean, M. Night Shyamalan has been co-opted. There's M. Night Shyamalan Presents. Or
I remember when like Guillermo del Toro, they were like, Mama from the mind of Guillermo del Toro.
that one chapped my ass. I should
Chapped
save
you?
that for
Yeah.
Savage Secrets, but
Yeah.
Mama chapped my ass.
That was a Ma, right?
No.
Different.
That
movie.
one I loved. Octavia
Yeah,
Spencer,
yeah.
Don't
I
Make Me
love
Drink
Ma.
Alone.
Yeah.
I love when we say a movie and then he says that wasn't this other movie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same team, guys.
Uh-huh. True.
So are we moving on? Did you give our goss? Did you give any goss?
I'm just still excited for the Phoenician scheme. I got it right.
I did see a trailer for that.
Yep.
Oh, actually, I have a little bit of goss if there's time for it. I was at an event with Jamie Kennedy in which he played 2 truths and a lie, and one of the things he said was regarding Scream 7.
Oh.
But now, as I'm saying this, I wonder if I should repeat it.
And also, you kept having breaks in your sentence.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to lead up to it as plainly as possible. So it's just being time.
Yeah.
Anyway, if it is true, Scream 7 is going to have a little bit of a Black Mirror aspect to it. That's all I'll say.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it could have
I've
been
got the
his
inside
lie.
scoop on Scream 7.
Okay.
I can't say it, though.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Great.
Our friend told me,
Totally.
and I can't say it, which is super good for podcasts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One more, just quick coming. I just think that it's really cool that the Oscars are finally going to acknowledge stunt work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about who deserves the next Lifetime Achievement Award. I think it's Tom Cruise. He literally saved theaters a few years ago with Top Gun, waiting until it could come out on a wide release. Like Steven Spielberg saw him at the Oscars a couple of years ago, says thank you for saving cinema.
Wow.
I think he deserves a Lifetime Achievement Award, but I think he's also going to win the stunt award, the first Oscars.
That'd be cool.
For stunts, because I've seen the footage of Mission Impossible 8.
What if they give him a shorter Oscar?
Yeah. Would they give him a little Tommy?
little baby,
Little
yeah.
Or
Tommy.
an Oscar with bruises on it,
Or
because
like a
it's stunt
parachute,
guy, you know?
that's yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Or what
That's
if they
really
give him a
cool.
little Elron? The tiny little Elron hub.
This will now be wiped from the internet.
Okay.
Because you mentioned. They will do that.
I didn't. I said
They
just.
will
I
do
no.
that.
I said his
There's
name.
a laser pointer that
I
just
said his
showed up
name.
on your
You
forehead.
mentioned. You did. You did. I said
is-
If
Elron.
you die mysteriously, though,
I'll be
we'll
thrilled.
have huge numbers for the
I would
first half.
die. I would die Michael Clayton style. I've got my big French bread coming into my apartment, and somebody
This
comes.
is a drama, so you haven't seen it.
No, it's a real
Yeah.
blind spot for me.
You've
Yeah.
never seen Michael
He
Clayton.
gets killed by a loaf of bread.
We were watching Sin City, and he was like, "Who's Mickey Rourke?"
Okay, I'm a no.
Zach.
Unfortunately, Mickey Rourke has been introduced to me as saying something problematic on
yeah.
Big Brother.
Yeah, well,
To
hot
JoJo
goss.
Siwa.
Hot goss. Mickey Rourke just got kicked off Big Brother
Yeah.
for getting in trouble with JoJo.
We are jumping way ahead unless you guys
We
want to
are.
do the first.
Okay, so
No.
Okay,
You need to
okay.
stay focused.
stay
So
focused.
let's get on
It's
to
time
our
for our feature
presentation.
Yeah.
Our first of 2. We're always going to bring you 2.
They'll always be related in some way.
And that is 2025's Ryan Coogler masterpiece, Sinners. Wow, and I led us with the word masterpiece, but man, 2 hours and 17 minutes of utter delight, magic.
Shot in New Orleans.
He has a whole note card for
I
that.
hate that
It's
his
crazy.
cards. These are going
Shot
to
it in New
be.
Orleans.
They're going to be worth something someday. Someone's going to be like.
"You have heavy on the back of all of them."
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Let's talk budget though. It cost $90 million. Did we get that?
Correct.
Yeah.
$90 million to make, and it's so far, I believe, with yesterday's numbers, it's made around 71.
globally.
Okay, globally, is that what it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
And so it is on track, obviously, to make its money back and
Totally.
And
totally,
so much
totally.
more.
Yeah. And the critical acclaim and the word of mouth.
Well,
is
it's an
gonna keep that
original-
going.
This
It's
is
an
Ryan.
original
This is
script.
Ryan Coogler's first film to be an original.
Not Krugler.
Sorry, Ryan Coogler.
Coogler.
That's why I
Yeah,
said Ryan
You said
Coogler.
Krugler.
I said Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, Freddy
Krug.
Krugler.
I said-
If we have time to edit,
I
we'll
said-
roll it back here
I
and
have it
go.
written down.
Ryan Coogler.
I have the first one written. Ryan Coogler.
We understand what you might have
You
tried to
understand what
write,
you
but you
scribbled.
said
Yeah.
Krugler.
Okay, Ryan
All right, moving on,
Coogler.
moving
First
on.
film to be original film. Or sorry, original idea.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Fruitvale Station was an original
and Creed
screenplay.
sprouted from
Rocky.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, a fun fact about this one too is he signed a deal in 20 years. He gets the IP back from Universal. Is that who made the movie? Or I think it was
The
Universal.
IP of what?
Sinners.
Oh, cool.
So he gets complete control in 20 years, which is like an unheard of.
But until then, will they be making as many spin-offs as they want if they wanted to?
I believe so. They have
Which
the
they
rights to it.
definitely will.
They should. I would watch. This is the thing too.
The 90s
and
version. I would watch the 90s, you know?
Absolutely. Haley Steinfeld and Michael B. Jordan two of the hottest people to grace the screen.
Oh yeah.
Super hot. And in this movie, they're three of the hottest people,
Yes.
which is fun.
And Delroy Lindo is friggin' smoking in it.
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm. Michael B. Jordan plays two people. I'll be jumping ahead if I mention a Letterboxd thing, but I'm too excited.
Do you want to take it to Letterboxd? We can take it to Letterboxd at any point.
My favorite thing on Letterboxd was they finally cast Michael A. Jordan in something.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant.
He plays twins. Oh, we should do a synopsis. I'm so sorry.
Absolutely.
For those of you who don't know, Michael B. Jordan plays twins, 1932 in the South. Brothers who have made good in the big city of Chicago return to their hometown
Through Capone.
Sure.
Yeah.
To
Just want to clarify on that.
Yeah,
Through
made
Capone.
good. It was
to
Al Capone.
open a juke joint for their community, basically. And this all goes down in the day of the opening of this juke joint. And a thing I loved about this, and it's on our Letterboxd review, is they take an hour to introduce these characters, and it works so effectively when bad things start to happen to them, because you
care about them
deeply
so much.
love all of the characters that you have met in the first hour.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I agree.
great.
Yeah.
I feel it was a hair too long. I feel like we could have cut it down a little bit.
What would you
opinion.
have cut?
Just I think the top a little bit. Like I think the scenes ran a little long. That's all. In the opening. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you feel that way about The Irishman?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Thank God. All right. And I love The Irishman, and I love this.
Yeah.
I guess,
I
yeah.
love that old ass Marty made the long ass movie he wanted to make, and I love that Coogler
Made
the slightly longer movie that
But
he
here's
wanted
the
to
thing:
make.
217 is kind of an average runtime these days.
I know, and I think everybody should be cutting it down to like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
That being
maybe.
said, like I was so, I had more energy leaving Sinners than I did going in. So I
Yeah.
think that's a great sign.
And I also like I can't give anything away. So
Yeah.
because like there's a scene. Yeah, I can't give anything away.
Okay.
That I was obsessed with at the end.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is a scene that you all should know ahead of time, because there is no warning about it. That please do not get up. I know you have to pee. You're gonna have to stay in the theater, because there's a mid-credit scene that is like 7 minutes long,
And incredible.
and it wraps up the whole movie.
It's so funny,
And I've
too.
talked to people who
Yeah.
missed it.
Well, this is the thing: is it is a beautiful scene, a great button to this movie.
Incredible.
You do not need it to have had
No.
a great time.
Yeah.
But like, it is a cherry on top of a bloody Sunday.
Yeah. I like the little Southern accent you threw in there.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I love the Southern accent in this movie. Sometimes it did make me not understand what people were saying.
I know the
Yeah.
drawl.
The drawl was so like low.
They're
and
gonna fix and
slow
go
that
down
it-
there, open up there.
I'm also deaf though, so there's some of that. And I thought that oh my God, the score, dude.
Yeah.
I thought the score
was
and
great.
the song choices and the renditions of
the new
the song, the old folk songs.
who was
and-
that actor? The young like the
Oh,
preacher's
Miles. This is his first movie.
incredible.
Yeah.
He was incredible. Preacher's son, a preacher boy.
Is it Milo
Yeah.
Caton or something?
Is that his name?
Fuck. We should know these things.
Yeah, we should.
Miles Caton.
Yeah,
Miles Caton.
Miles Caton.
Incredible.
First film, and he crushed it.
Also, I wanted to shout out Wunmi Mosaku, who plays Annie, the former wife of one of the Michael B. Jordan
Yeah,
characters.
yeah.
She stole the show for me. Also, you might remember her from His House,
I know,
the
yeah.
Netflix horror film.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen His House, run, don't walk. I hope it's still streaming on Netflix. It is incredible.
It's definitely because it's a Netflix original, so
Is
it'll
it?
always be there.
Oh,
yeah.
so
it's really good and powerful, uncomfortable, and she's great in that. She's great in Lovecraft Country, and she's great in Loki, dude. She's in Loki as well.
That's what
Yeah.
Lovecraft. That's what I remember from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was,
Yeah, I thought that Michael B. Jordan. This was, I think, my favorite performance of his. It was the first time it's like the best thing that I've ever heard said about like Brad Pitt is like he's a character actor trapped in a leading man's body, you know? So like early Brad Pitt, like he had to be like a smoke show because he just is, you know? But whenever he was like the gypsy in Snatch, it was really a powerful performance. And like when I was a kid and I saw that, I thought it was like funny. Like, he's mumbling, you can't understand what he's saying. I rewatched that and it's like he's deeply in a lot of pain, like when he loses his mom and stuff. Like he's a really good actor, and I think that I think Michael B. Jordan having this character to push his performance through really showed me the guy's skill. I was impressed. It's really good.
And so hot.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah, he's a hottie.
He is hot.
This is the first film shot on film for Ryan since Fruitvale
70 Station.
He shot Fruitvale 16 millimeter, and he asked Christopher Nolan for his advice on this. And Nolan said to shoot IMAX for it.
Yeah.
And it was going to be super loud and all that fun stuff, but he was like, shoot 15 to 70 millimeter ultra Panasonic. And that's why it looks so absolutely stunning.
Yeah, there's a video of him like going through the different kind of films and like explaining it and how like 70 millimeter, what he shot on is the same film that was used for 8 millimeter, but just wider, so the picture is like much better. We kind of fucked up seeing it digitally. I can't wait to see it on film. It's just I loved it. And like, have we seen some of this before? Like, Catherine Bigelow's Near Dark is a really, really good vampire movie that's underrated and a lot of people haven't seen. Now that you're watching stuff like Lost Boys, Near Dark goes perfect with Lost Boys.
Ooh,
Highly recommend.
okay.
We can even watch it tonight if you want.
And I'm going to cut you off right here because
I
know exactly what you're about to say, because I know you're going to mention a movie.
Yeah.
And this is his two biggest influences for this movie.
Thank God. If he mentions it, then I forgive any.
Exactly. So his two biggest influences for this film were The Faculty, which is ironic you mentioned that today.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And From Dusk Till Dawn.
Thank God. All
Both
right.
directed
By Robert Rodriguez.
Robert Rodriguez.
Who we'll be talking about after the break.
Exactly.
Get out of here. That's
I
awesome.
know. Pretty
that's a
fucking wild,
fucking
huh?
perfect
Damn.
segue, dude.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Okay, so do we feel like we've said all we need to say about Sinners? I cannot recommend it highly enough.
It was great.
Yeah.
I'm already looking forward to another viewing of it, and I'll take it in its full form, 217. I'm usually with you on like the shortened thing. It just felt so rich that like I did not mind that it was 2 hours and 17
I
minutes.
didn't either, especially the second time. I saw it once with Strauss, and I felt, it's a little slow start. But then you know that. I watched it the second time knowing what the movie is, knowing what the movie chooses to be and the identity it takes on. And I loved the whole ride.
Yeah.
I loved it. I wish it was 2.5 hours. I'm not kidding.
But
it was so good. I love being in that world. I love period pieces. I love like that time.
Also, it feels like a horror movie that could bring horror closer to the Academy's attention.
Correct. That's true.
Yeah.
I will say also, like, seeing, like, I'm saying it could have been shorter, but, like, seeing the long shots of them driving and, like, the beautiful southern
Stunning.
sky.
Dude.
It's stunning. And I'm being tough on it for whatever reason, but, like,
that was
it's
growth, right?
No,
like-
you're just telling black
some
people how
growth.
to tell their stories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's,
That's
Right.
the...
But no, I tell every director, get it at 2 hours, because I feel like every movie is too long these days.
But then sometimes you see it and you're like, you know what? Fine.
But also,
You had an extra 17 minutes that day, right?
I did have an extra 17 minutes.
Wow.
So, you know,
But also, I forgot to mention, because we need to mention the white people in the movie, Jack O'Connell were...
Ew, what a disgusting, disgusting button to this conversation. We need to talk about the white people in this movie.
You said I'd tell black people how to tell their movie, which is not true.
that's going to be taken out of context, post on Twitter, and
Yes,
we're done,
please
brother. But that, you know,
No.
Jack O'Connell was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was so sinister.
You know what I love too is that we saw the transformation of vampire slowly, like, and it wasn't like his hands at one point become elongated in claws, but you don't really see it happen. It's just like the next phase of his like development.
Yes.
And I love
And he
that.
was fucking incredible as like just a villain.
Yeah.
And like,
I love
and how he entered, just like, it, like, just with smoke on his body. What the hell is this thing? You know?
and the actress from Loki. I love that she just understood vampires. We didn't need to waste time. Like,
Well, and she was the perfect introduction because this character does like readings for people. She does like spells and like protection
she's kind of connected.
to like the other
Yeah,
side, and that's
exactly.
all we needed to enter that world. Let's go out to the lobby.
Let's go to the lobby.
This place will be where our ads come in and
Yes.
annoy all of you, but bring us lots of money. In the meantime, I'd like to pitch an ad for movie theater scented vapes. Everyone's vaping in theaters these days. We're not going to stop you. The least you could do is make us feel like we're living a deeper movie moment. I'm talking a buttery vape scent. I'm talking a spilled cherry Coke vape scent.
Yeah. Emphasis on the spilled. I want a little bit of floor
Yes.
scent in that. Yeah.
And dare I say, a hot dog scented one?
Milk dud scented?
Sure. A chocolately
for
caramely.
your pretzel bites.
Yeah, like a pretzel
Yeah.
bite with nacho cheese
Get a
and
cheese
Parmesan.
vape
I'm
in
a
there.
vegan nugget guy.
Yeah.
Which is
Wow.
weird. I get the vegan nuggets.
We
when
may
I
not
go.
have the technology for vegan nugget vape scent, but
Not
I
with
have
that
faith.
attitude.
Well, you're right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We're back from the lobby.
from the
We
lobby.
got our treats and snacks.
We're going right into our second showing. Would you like to bring us into Sin City?
Sure, our second showing was Sin City.
2005.
Yeah.
Sin City.
Frank Miller, based on Frank Miller's graphic novels.
Yeah. Co-directed by
Frank Miller.
as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, he plays a minor part in it.
He does. He plays the priest.
Shot in Austin in Troublemaker Studios, where Robert Rodriguez shoots everything, I think.
The coolest.
And yeah, in this little studio there.
While I will say this movie was a romp, it was fun. I think I'd enjoy going to see it with like a bunch of like fans who are like all about like the iconic dialogue at some points and the vicious deaths. I was most impressed looking up Robert Rodriguez, who is an incredible filmmaker.
Yeah.
If what I read is true, he shot El Mariachi for $7,000 and it made over $2 million. And that was one of his first projects. And that alone is enough to get me like really riled up for this guy. But he also directed The Faculty, one of my
I just rewatched it.
Oh,
it's so good. I watched it
so
like 100 times as a kid.
good.
And I was like, I was probably just a stupid kid.
Nope.
Probably why I liked it. I watched it and it's like, it's up there for me.
So good.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So I'm going to brag a little bit.
Please.
Yeah. No, you need to say this. Actually.
So movie that we've talked about earlier, Baltimoreans, coming out it'll be coming out sometime, I think, in the fall. I don't know where. We don't know distribution yet or any of that thing.
Is this part important to the story?
Not at all.
Okay.
But it played at South by Southwest.
Great.
Now we're
And-
getting important.
Yes,
Okay.
and every South by Southwest first day there is a luncheon at Troublemaker Studios, which is Robert Rodriguez's studio there, and he brings everybody there, and he does a speech every year. And he did this like awesome speech. He talked about El Mariachi and how like the Christmas before it sold, he had like no money at all, and he was going to sell it to some like basically like I think like some Spanish.
This is a podcast, brother. This is a
Sorry.
podcast. Keep it up. Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Spanish network for like $20K, and he didn't do it, and ended up selling it for 10 times that amount a month later.
Wow.
Got into Sundance. He met Quentin, and he said, "I hope everybody in this room fails over and over and over again." And
you already have.
And I failed so many times.
Huge failure.
Yeah, I'm a huge failure over and over. But he was like, and then he mentioned this story. He said, who here has seen Four Rooms? And like nobody kind of put their hands up.
Yeah.
And Four Rooms is a movie that
4 vignettes, like 4 stories.
4 stories. Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez. I don't know who the other 2 directors are. I should have.
I feel like Madonna directed one.
Did Madonna direct?
It's Allison Anders, Alexander Rockwell,
And
Rodriguez.
yeah, and I was sitting at a table with Richard Linklater at that time, and Richard Linklater was like, they were going to call it 5 Rooms, but I said, there's no fucking way I'm doing it. And and Robert Rodriguez, as he's telling that story, he's like, we're going to call it 5 Rooms, but Richard Linklater didn't want to do
Stop.
it. Yeah. He was like, I'm just telling these guys this story.
He probably does it every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he was like, and it was a huge failure. And I probably should have done my research more, but I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
You know, but I got but he said I learned 2 things from that. One, that I love to do short films, but I figured that if one director did it, maybe it'd be a better idea. And that's how I came up with Sin City. 3 short films all in one, you know. And it was one of my greatest successes. The second thing I did was that movie, or that my short film had Antonio Banderas, and it was New Year's Eve night, so he was dressed in a tuxedo, and his kids were dressed in a tuxedo, and I was looking at him, and I was looking at his wife, and I was looking at his kids, and I was like, oh, it looks like a spy family. Like, what if they got
Spy
kidnapped?
Kids.
And it ended up being Spy Kids, and there's been 5 of those movies. So my biggest failure became 2 of my greatest successes.
Wow.
Amazing.
And
So
how was
it's-
lunch?
Oh my God, I had tacos.
Oh, heck
That
yeah.
was great.
Very
But it's
Texas.
like, that's just it's a cool story. It's like,
Totally.
take
Yeah.
your failures and make it something,
Make it into Spy Kids.
He's the
Exactly.
best, man. And he's usually the cinematographer. Like, he's like behind the camera a lot of
Oh,
time.
yeah.
A lot of pictures of him on set. He's like sitting in a big camera, and I just love that.
Yeah.
He's like, he likes being in it.
He also only does tops 8-hour days. Like he treats his
That's
crews
smart.
great, and he just, from what I hear, it's very boom boom boom,
Yeah.
Let's talk Sin City itself.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a crime noir, black and white for the most part. It's shot like a comic book, like you're stepping into a
Yeah.
graphic novel or a comic book.
Yeah.
And I do remember, so I saw it for the first time, full disclosure, last night. But I remember the preview as a young person and thinking it looked so fucking cool. It hasn't aged great, but I did enjoy myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was watching it with fresh eyes since I watched it last. That happens with every movie, Evan.
Yeah, no.
I watched it a bunch as a kid, and it was just for me. I mean, there was just
Nudity.
just blood,
It is
guts.
it is for little boys.
I wanted to be
Yeah.
Marv. I wanted to be
which is Mickey Rourke's character.
Mickey
Rourke.
Rourke's character. It's just the way he talks. Everything he says is a soliloquy. He's just
Also deeply
That's why I have an
misogynistic.
Yeah.
older car is because of his line where he's like, modern cars, they all look like electric razors, which I thought was great.
Here
Fun.
I'm in a Venus commercial, shave faster with Venus Prius.
He said, my muscles make me 1,000 promises of pain to come. It's one of the greatest things I've ever heard. That's what I say every set I have at the gym. And
I think I say on stage.
Yeah, no, on stage. I bomb every set.
Yeah.
There's nudity and it is very misogynistic.
It's
so as a little
rough.
boy,
Some
you're
of it
just
was
this is. I mean, people are punching women left and right.
literally, at one point, he punches a girl in the face
Clive Owen punches.
to save her. Like she's talking too much.
Oh, that
And
was
so he
Marv. Yeah.
knocks her out. As
Well,
a-
he's about
a
to
kindness.
do something really gross to Rutger Hauer.
Yeah.
Rutger Hauer. I forget who, but he's about to do something really demented to someone, and he doesn't want her to see it. So he punches her really hard to knock her out.
Which
To
is
save her
that's-
from that abuse she would have seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
instead of close your eyes, honey, or go to the
Yeah.
car,
Go in the
babe.
closet, or
Yeah.
anything. But
Instead, fully knocks her out.
Fully
Fully
knocks her-
knocks her
With
out
his
because he
fist.
cares about it.
But since you
That's
mentioned
the thing.
Rutger Hauer and Mickey Rourke, they never filmed their scenes together.
Oh, really?
They weren't in the same. The way you just said.
Oh,
really?
That's
Okay,
crazy,
that's
yeah.
great.
There's
yeah.
a lot of green screens.
Yeah.
I assume that was
Yeah.
happening, but yeah.
And same with Elijah Wood. So
Oh, wow.
those 3, even though I don't think Elijah Wood and no,
Yeah.
yeah. So they never filmed their scenes together.
Now that you're bringing up
yeah.
all these names,
So many stars.
studded
Yeah,
cast.
Yes.
Brittany Murphy,
Brittany fucking Rosario
Benicio del
Dawson.
Toro.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sure a lot of people know this, but in the opening credits, you see Quentin Tarantino as a guest director,
Mm-hmm.
which is that is something Robert Rodriguez did not need to do. He did not need to credit that. If I had a buddy step in on one day to film one scene,
But I think that's helpful to the film.
I guess you're right. Yeah, if that buddy
Quentin
happens to be
Tarantino,
Quentin Tarantino.
elevates a
Yeah.
project for
Yeah.
sure.
100%.
And you get people going, I wonder what scene he did.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It probably helped him out. But
For-
either way, it was the scene in the car with Benicio
and Clive.
and Clive Owen, yeah.
For a 20.
Say what?
For a 20.
420?
Okay.
For a $20.
Oh, okay,
What do you-
great.
Oh,
God, you are-
God.
Do you want a
need a
20? Do you want a
translator.
20?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you name the 1 Oscar winner and 3 Oscar-nominated actors in Sin City?
One Oscar winner.
And 3 nominated.
Three
I would say
nominated.
Elijah Wood's nominated.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah. All right, nominated.
Bruce Willis?
Okay, so you're out.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So you have gotten none.
Yeah, let me think.
I could just name the entire cast. Mickey Rourke nominated.
Nominated, yeah.
Oh yeah, the wrestler.
The
Mickey
wrestler,
Rourke. Did he win?
No.
Okay,
unfortunately.
nominated. Got the first one.
He should have won.
Oh, Benicio del Toro nominated, or did he win for Crash?
He
or
was
something?
nominated for playing
For
Che.
Crash?
I don't know.
He wasn't in Crash.
Well, then he definitely didn't get nominated for it.
He was nominated for playing Che Guevara, right?
He
In Motorcycle Diaries.
he was nominated for Che.
Yeah.
And he won for 21 grams.
He won. I didn't.
Or
know
no.
an
He won for
Oscar.
Traffic.
Oh, that's what I was thinking
yeah,
when I
yeah,
said
yeah.
Crash.
Soderbergh.
We're gonna have to probably get rid of this entire
I
chunk.
think so. I think we will cut a lot of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So none of us won the $20.
No.
No.
So do you want to
Pocket.
answer all the things?
The Oscar winner is Benicio. Oscar nom, Mickey Rourke, Clive Owen, Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, I forgot he was in it.
I love Michael Clark Duncan.
Me
He's
too, man.
so good.
Me too. And he was recast as the Allstate guy in the
Yeah.
sequel.
Yep.
Yeah. You know
Okay.
the Allstate commercial guy?
Dennis Halberton.
Is that his name?
Yep.
You get $20, dude.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah. You just won $20. He didn't know he was playing
Yeah,
for $20.
it's kind of.
You get $1, dude.
Yeah, give him
You
$1.
get $1.
Can you name the other movie that Bruce Willis and Michael Clark Duncan were in? There's been a couple.
Why are you just looking at Evan?
Sorry, you two, Zach.
Because
I just don't know if you-
Can't. Yeah.
Wait, Michael Clark Duncan
Michael
and
Clark
Bruce
Duncan.
Willis?
Yep.
I could see Michael Clark Duncan being in
There's two. There's two movies.
That they've been in together?
Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
No.
No.
Guys, it was huge.
Michael Clark Duncan? And
The
Bruce
Sixth
Willis?
Sense?
When you
No.
hear it, you're gonna be like, "Oh God!"
Michael Clark Duncan?
And Bruce Willis.
Were they like opposite each other?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be like, oh.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Armageddon.
Oh my God! I am gonna be like that.
Oh, no.
That
I don't feel bad about
Whole
not
Nine
knowing.
Oil
Yards.
riggers that became astronauts. Come on.
And Whole 9 Yards.
The only thing I heard
Yeah.
about in Armageddon was obviously Liv Tyler.
Damn it,
but
man.
And
With the
for
little animal
and
cracker
for your
scene.
dollar back, Bruce Willis and Josh Hartnett.
Lucky number 11. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
God, see, he's good.
All right. So, what else do we have to say about Sin City? I think that
it made me really sad about Brittany Murphy, if I'm
I
being
know.
honest.
I know.
It's
we
tough
were
to see
robbed
her.
of so many.
Yeah.
She's incredible.
she was really good when she's like, "I'll cut your little pecker off."
Yeah.
The night that was so good, man.
Yeah.
Very menacing.
She like I
Did
feel
you-
like we would have had a phenomenal like
I think she would have won an Academy Award for something
Yeah.
by this
because
point.
I think she
Yeah.
got just better and better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she understood comedy. She also understood like drama. She could do these action things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she was hot and cute. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
She was cute and beautiful, but they kept trying to make her. In the documentary about her, they talk about how like they kept trying to make her like hot, like and it just wasn't what her personality
Yeah.
was. And yeah,
Yeah.
really unfortunate, man.
Sarah Jessica Parker was possibly going to play Carla Gugino's role.
Is that
Carla
the
Gugino?
the lesbian?
Yeah.
Yeah, the detective from
Which oh god, one of the worst lines in the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
She was I believe he says dyke, but God knows why
Yeah,
she could get
yeah.
any man with that body. I was like, well,
yeah. There's a few lines.
Well, also just like the fact that she's, I mean, like that whole scene is like, okay, so Carla, we're just gonna have you topless for no reason.
for no reason.
And the fact that like Sarah Jessica Parker was possibly going to be that role, or Uma Thurman, or Ashley
Alexa
Judd.
Bedell had that line where she was like, "Don't go to that one club."
It's a fag joint. I went, Gilmore Girls?
Yeah.
Why'd you say that?
Did you notice Rick Offerman?
Nick.
Nick, I said Rick Offerman.
You're
Michael Strassner.
Contagious, man.
Yeah.
Did you notice Nick Offerman? He was
He's one of the eloquent henchmen.
yeah,
Oh,
at least
God,
blonde hair in the beginning. He's on screen for like
That's
30
crazy.
seconds. Yeah.
I also have one other fun fact. Do you, what cast member in Sin City
Gugino, he accidentally said it.
got kicked off of, or who
Do you want to read your card?
who forcibly got kicked off Masked Singer on their own accord? that just said, "Get this fucking thing off me."
Mickey Rourke.
Oh.
That
Hilarious.
just sounded like Mickey Rourke. I didn't know that, but it sounded like
He literally had this big. He goes, "Get this fucking thing off me."
We must say before we move on,
Yeah.
there were so many dick-related
Yes.
moments.
Dicks got blown off, sliced off,
ripped off.
exploded off, threatened to be cut off.
Wait, may I ask? You know the trollish guy with
Nick
the ear?
Stahl.
Yeah.
That was Nick Stahl, right?
Yeah, that was Nick Stahl.
Didn't he get it? He got his dick blown off in the opening.
Yeah.
And then he got it ripped off.
I think he got like a monster penis, like fastened.
So
to
wait,
his
what
persons.
was that?
And do you know
What-
who was supposed to play that?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Leonardo
DeVito.
DiCaprio.
Ew!
What?
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio was all for that role.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Did a lot of digging on this one.
You did
Yeah,
good.
you did a
Hey,
good
you know
job,
what? I want
man.
to say you did really great.
I'm grateful.
thank you.
Yeah, it's really impressive you were able to read and write that.
Well, the
Yeah.
right, not so much, but
Yeah.
I guess he can read.
He scribbled it.
SJP, Uma, and Ashley are greater than Carla.
Okay, time for Savage Secrets,
Mm-hmm.
everybody. This is a chance for us to say some things that we actually feel about the film, but we still want to work in this town again, right?
Yep.
So we will be modulating our voices and disguising ourselves as we say it.
So I'm not going to say I'll go first, but I'll just...
I'm not
Do
going
it.
to say that you're going to go first either, because who knows who's saying what.
Exactly.
I know
So-
that when I say
Go ahead.
something bad, if I am at a party with Robert Rodriguez,
Yeah.
wow. I know that if I say something bad and then I'm at a party with Robert Rodriguez, that's a hard word to say.
Rodriguez?
I'm gonna be like, I didn't say that. Stress did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and I'm going to say
Yeah.
the same thing.
You're
Right,
gonna
you.
say I.
Yeah, I'm going to say
stressed it.
Evan said everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
But
So Sinners.
Sinners.
Michael B. Jordan, you're a great actor. Do 2 different characters for your twins, just to differentiate a little bit more.
I have no negative feedback about Sinners.
You can't see this, but my name is Michael Strassner, and I don't have a heart, and so that's any notes I had on Sinners is because I forgot how to have fun, and Evan's cooler.
I'm Michael Strassner, and
You said the same thing about Michael B. Jordan. I did, yeah. I did. But then when he was a vampire, it was a totally different character. So because you could see which one was a vampire. No, not just looks, not just looks. He changed his behavior as well. So that kind of like forgave it for me. Yeah, because I've also met twins who are the exact same person. Well, now I don't want to throw people under the bus.
well, you're modulated.
The Lucas brothers.
Oh,
dudes.
sure,
They're from
sure.
North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, the Sklar brothers are actually pretty
Evan is
similar,
from North
too.
Carolina. Evan told me that. But they're definitely the same person. I had a conversation with the Lucas brother one night for like an hour, and it was really deep. It was at the New York Comedy Festival, and I will never know which one it was. I'll never know, and I want to tell that guy that was like such a good talk, and I never forgot it. But I know I'm going to say it to the wrong.
Sinister Secrets.
Yeah, no, it's all been. This has been
Savage Secrets.
Savage Secrets.
But Sinister Secrets might be better for this episode.
Yeah.
Sin City, I'll go first. Wow. Misogynistic, homophobic, aged like a glass of milk. Fun, but ultimately would never recommend.
I only really liked 1.5 of the segments. In hindsight, Marv was great, and the stuff in the car with Benicio and Clive was great, but I didn't care about any of the rest of it. And but I will always appreciate it for gifting that little boy a little boy movie made in heaven.
Aww.
Yeah. I'm Michael Strasser, by the way. Yeah. Hey, I'm Evan Williams. I think it was misogynistic and brutal towards women. No, I just, yeah, it was tough to rewatch. Yeah, it wasn't as good. Yeah, anywhere near as good. I think when you're 13 and watching that, you think it's really cool, and now it's like, oof. But it's cool to see Bruce Willis. Yeah,
Out and about.
Still do his thing. So proud of you, Bruce.
Shooting pedophiles in the dick.
Yeah, shooting pedophiles in the dick, ripping off their dicks and stuff. Yeah.
All right, we did it. Savage Secrets. We all continue to work in the industry.
Thank God.
Credits. Anything going on with you boys that you want the squirts? Are we calling fans squirts? I like it because it's also like, hey, squirt.
Hey, Squirt.
Yeah.
Anything you
squirts.
want the squirts to know? I'm touring right now, so look up ZachNoeTowers.com if you want to see me do stand-up. Don't have many movie jokes, but, if you like me, you like me.
I exclusively do movie jokes online. If you want to see those sketches at It's Evan Williams. My stand-up, not so much. But if you want to see my stand-up, I now have a monthly show at the Comedy Store called Evan Williams and Friends. You can see faces like this pop into that show regularly. The next one is May 16th. That's a Friday at 7:30. Come check us out.
And I am going on tour all summer for the Baltimoreans.
Oh, cool.
The movie that premiered at South by. We will be in Napa. I don't know when this will be released, but Napa and St. Louis Obispo the last weekend of April. And then we're going to be opening night at Chicago Critics Film Fest.
Wow.
Amazing.
First weekend of May.
Are you always traveling with Jay Duplass, your co-creator of the film?
No. For these next two, yes. But then a lot of the summer, it'll probably just be me.
Wow.
So, and then in June, we're going to be all over the East Coast. Be in London a little bit of May, too. So,
Incredible.
Yeah.
And follow all of us online. I'm at Zach Noe Towers.
It's Evan Williams.
And
ICS. Evan Williams.
and Strassola.
Incredible. And
Yeah.
now, maybe my favorite part of this pod. How many squirts are we giving each of these films? Now, we are giving every film one squirt for existing. We think it's really important that
Yeah.
movies thrive, and to see something on the big screen is a true, it's a remarkable feat.
It's an achievement. And
So you get a squirt
yes,
just for
so
existing.
the review of a movie, a Heavy Butter Pod review is a collective review from the three of us. So yes, one squirt is given because it was made, and then we each have 3 squirts individually we can give.
Can you give a half squirt? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it has a potential of 10 squirts. That would be the heaviest of the butter movies. I'll go first for Sinners, 3 squirts. I wish I could give it more.
3 squirts.
I'll give it 2.5.
Wow.
That is 9.5.
9.5 squirts. That's a
That's
soggy
actually
bucket
really,
of popcorn.
Really, really good review.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now, Sin City, I will give it 1 squirt.
Okay. For getting me through middle school and high school, I think not middle school, I'm older than that. High school, I will give it 2. That's generous, but 2.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I'd rather you be generous than...
And I think for hearing Robert Rodriguez's speech at South by, I'm going to give it 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever that number is.
Pretty good. That's
6.
Yeah, 6.
That's a 6 out of 10 squirts.
6 out of 10. That's
for
fair.
Sin City 2005, and a 9.5 squirt for Sinners.
Deserved.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a show, gang.
Wow.
I wonder what our first 10 is going to be.
I thought it was maybe going to be that, but obviously Michael sucks.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
Heavy Butter. Check us out next time. Follow us, Heavy Butter Pod, on Instagram. And until next time, when it comes to going to the movies,
Show
get
up
there
on
on
time.
time
Yeah.
Stay
turn
off your phones.
And
shut the
fuck
fuck
up.
up.